you're anything like me, it can sometimes feel overwhelming when deciding which game to play next, especially when it comes to RPGs, as often they can be upwards of 30 hours to complete. So I've compiled a list of RPGs that won't take you forever to see the ending credits. Starting with A Plague Tale: Innocence. This is an action-based stealth game. Taking around 12 hours to complete, it fits perfectly into the category of short RPGs. Removing all filler and focusing on the story, this is one game you won't forget in a while. Set in France during the 100 Years' War, the story follows a pair of siblings that are fleeing from soldiers whilst also trying to avoid the hordes of rats currently spreading the Black Plague. In A Plague Tale: Innocence, you will constantly be solving environmental puzzles with life or death consequences. It is worth checking out if you haven't played it already. Moving on to something a little more light-hearted, I can recommend Smurfs Mission Vileaf. The campaign can be played through in under 6 hours, however you can stretch this out if you do want to get 100% of the collectibles. As for the gameplay itself, in each chapter you play as a different Smurf or Smurfette and have to explore an area, often rescuing another Smurf from the clutches of an evil plant. Of course, Gargamel is behind the evil spreading across the different areas. Alongside saving the other Smurfs, another key part of the game is clearing the bile off the grass and healing the areas themselves. This is where your vacuum-like device comes in. It is first just used to spread the healing dust, but later on, through upgrades and via the story, it evolves to allow you to float and move faster. Now, majority of the game is a basic platformer with some combat sprinkled in. I never found the combat too difficult, however younger players may need some assistance in the later chapters. Also, the platforming was hit and miss in some areas, so keep that in mind. Luckily, the save stones are everywhere and autosave throughout the game, so even if you fall in the water, you won't have to worry about losing too much progress. Again, younger players may require help in the later chapters to complete some of the platforming challenges. This is a short RPG that is perfect for any member of the family to play. Atelier Marie, The Alchemists of Salberg, recently got a remake and is perfect if you are looking for a JRPG with the main story coming in at under 10 hours. As this is the very first Atelier game, the remake is the perfect place to start if you have never played any of the Atelier games previously. It also makes it the most straightforward in terms of gameplay, with a lot of story dialogue, collecting, and crafting using alchemy. Those that have played other entries in the franchise may feel that gameplay is a little outdated now. However, the updated visuals and extra content may be enough to draw you into this charming game. Now onto another JRPG, and that is Blue Reflection. The main story can be completed in approximately 20 hours, but again, as this time is a rough estimate, you might spend significantly longer here if you do things like the optional side quests or read all the chat dialogue. It is a magical schoolgirl story in which the main character transforms with a Sailor Moon-esque cutscene upon being transported into another dimension. The general gameplay will have you solving other classmates' issues by finding their fragments in this other dimension. There are also giant monsters in the real world that they need to fight. It is a lot, but mostly it is cute, light-hearted school interactions. The combat is turn-based and there are a wide range of moves to utilise with each of the party members. It is rather in-depth, if not a little easy throughout. Overall, the game is fun and worth playing if you like more anime-style RPGs. Another slightly longer RPG, especially on a first playthrough, is Secret of Mana. However, you could easily complete it within 20 hours should you wish to do so. In Secret of Mana, 1 to 3 players embark on a journey to prevent the Vandalin Empire from reviving a legendary super weapon called the Mana Fortress. During the game, your party collects 8 legendary weapons and 8 elemental spell sets, leveling up each tool and skill through repeated use in combat. The game is colourful and vibrant, however the combat does have its shortcomings. It uses a unique ring menu to command characters, and it takes some time to get used to the system. Overall, it is a classic game that is worth checking out if you enjoy more retro-style RPGs. Coming back to shorter RPGs, you cannot look past Pikmin. The very first Pikmin game can be completed in a matter of hours, and the following Pikmin games are also short on their own. The Pikmin formula is very simple in essence. You come to another planet, then with the aid of Pikmin you collect items you need. These items vary depending on the game, but they all use that same formula. As for the Pikmin themselves, they all have different skills, such as blue Pikmin being able to go in the water, or red Pikmin being immune to fire, which you will need to utilise to bring all the items back to your ship. The gameplay itself feels like a strategy puzzle game with a little bit of combat thrown in. Strategy on how you spend your day and which items you aim to collect, and the puzzle element comes in how you use the Pikmin to collect these items. Often you feel like a genius when you finally figure out a way to reach a certain item. Although Pikmin can be on the easier side, it is one to try if you like a more cozy style game that has puzzle elements. Or I guess if you wanted to really challenge yourself, you could try complete the games with 0 Pikmin dying throughout the playthrough. So there you have it, some short RPGs that hopefully won't take you all year to see the end of the story. Leave a comment down below with your favourite short RPGs, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!